Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, did you know there are just 253 days until Christmas 2021? And oh boy, we're going to have a good one today. We've got some information coming in from Kessel Run transmissions last night. And I am running really behind this morning. As you may know, Santa is going on vacation tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, we're heading out to Tennessee. And I haven't even tweeted out this stream yet. So if you wouldn't mind, do me a huge favor. Like the video, share it, and let it get out there. And I'll try to get this tweet out. In the meantime, we've got our weekly co-host here with us today, Imagic Maker. Thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning. How is everyone?
We're doing really, really busy. I'm hoping as soon as we finish up here to go out and got to make a Walmart run and pick up some stuff, and then we're going to try to get some mail out. We had our toy giveaway on the 1,000 subscriber stream. I want to get that in the mail to our big winner. Porcatella is Lopez. We want to get that out to him, and then still trying to reach our second place winner to get the choice, and then get the rest of them out after that. So busy day, and then we've got to get everything packed up and out the door. Let me just say hi to those that are here. You know, Ducky Momo, I saw you first one in after Mark. And Mark, thanks so much for posting Discord. I pinned that in the chat. And Ducky's here, another of the winner's circle. Thanks for being here. And I got a message from another one of our winners, Mike Porter, who's going out of town. He's not going to be able to be with us for a little while. Matt, hello. Welcome to the show. You know, this channel is growing. We've got new people here every day. I've been watching, and I really appreciate the support. Bad Doodle, welcome. Been here before. Here's Nikki. You know, Nikki, I've been watching for a couple of names here, and you're one of them. And Abby, you're the other one. I've been looking. I'm going to promote you both as moderators of the channel here. You've both been fantastic. And folks that bring a good, healthy amount of fear from our other viewers to behave themselves. And so I've promoted both of you as moderators here. Thank you for being here. Peter, thanks for coming. And Eden, Porcatella, here's our winner. I'm going to try to get your package out to you today, Porcatella. So hopefully that will come to your Florida post, and then when you get a chance to swing by, you can pick that up. Bruce Almalty, another one of our regulars. Thanks for being here. So we really do have some news to cover today, and a Magic Maker and I, and as well as Mark, were kind of discussing it earlier. Last night on Kessel Run Transmissions, Corey and Noah shared, as well as their other co-hosts, shared that they know who rescues Grogu. They know who that is. They're just not sharing the who, so that people, that's not spoiled. But I do want to give just a little bit of a spoiler warning. And Claire, right? If you don't want to know anything, if you don't want to have any idea, then be careful, because we're going to talk about some things that could be spoilery. We're not going to tell you who. A lot of this is just speculation, so it falls in the normal category of fun. Just fun speculation, things we like to do. But the rest of it falls into spoiler territory. So warning, we may be kind of diving into some spoiler territory. And that is that they said the Bad Batch will show us who rescues Grogu. Grogu will appear. And the other comment that they made was that that it is a well-known Jedi. That's the quote. We'll know who rescues Grogu, and it's a well-known Jedi. So with that, then the question becomes, who could that well-known Jedi be? And if it's any of the usual cast of characters, how do we account for it? When might it happen? So now we just take that bit of spoiler information and we speculate, and that'll be the fun part today. And a Magic Maker, what are your first thoughts?
Well, I just want to congratulate your new gatekeepers that have come on to keep everything nice and controlled, and so we can keep the true Star Wars fans here on Star Wars.
We'll get there. We'll get there in a moment, my friend.
I couldn't help it. I had to use that. It was awesome.
You're misbehaving. You are misbehaving. That's your role. You play it well. It's good that we have you on here as a co-host, or my moderators might have to take action.
That's right. The gatekeepers. No, gatekeepers.
So, what are your thoughts about who may be saving Grogu in the Bad Batch?
So, my first inclination, as we were talking, is Voss. Quinlan Voss. And even though you indicated, I haven't seen Kessel Run transmission on that, so I don't know the whole text behind what they said. But you said that they indicated that Voss was not going to be it. So, but I still think that there's a possibility that he's probably the most likely candidate. The next we talked about was Barriss Offee, but I think that that's not likely because she's probably not considered a Jedi anymore, and she would be a fallen Jedi, which is also, you saw in the picture that you had the Grand Inquisitor, and I don't think he would be it either. Again, same reason. I think he fell fairly early at Order 66, maybe even before, and so like we had Pong Krell fall before Order 66. I think there was that movement was kind of moving through the Jedi Order. They felt the shift, and some of them fell early. I think that's really the kind of the case. I think that's really what was going on with Barriss Offee, though she didn't understand it because she was still young and not really understanding what was occurring. But I think that you had many Jedi that were actually falling during that period of time, and so I think that's why we have some of these people in opposition. I mean, I can't think of who it was in Jedi Fallen Order. What was his name? That was already on Dathomir. Golly.
Right now, I've got in my head because Mark posted. They also eliminated Kanan Jarrus as the other possible.
I don't think it's Kanan either because I think he was out away from the temple when all that came down. So I wouldn't have thought it would be him.
Right.
But that's not true of Quinlan Voss. Quinlan Voss had already done a mission to try to assassinate Cal
Kestis.
No, not Cal Kestis. It could be Cal Kestis. I didn't think about that, but I seriously doubt it. He was also on a mission.
Was Terron the name you were trying to come up with?
No, I was trying to think of the bad guy that was on there. Golly, I can't think of his name.
Okay.
I'll come up with it. I'll look it up. But anyway, point of it is that people that are there at the time of it is very limited. So Kanan is not it. So obviously he's out. You have Yoda that's there, but I think he would know about Grogu.
Well, let's talk that. Yeah, let's talk about Yoda for just a moment. And I think there's a good discussion. We know when Order 66 is given that he is on Kashyyyk.
Right? That's absolutely right.
And we know then that he has the battle with Palpatine in the Senate chamber. There's a window in between there, but it's an awkward one, right?
Right.
Like Order 66 already been given. Anakin would have already gone to the temple, I would think.
Yeah,
right? It's already happened by the time. Is there a possibility that Yoda could have gotten from Kashyyyk to the temple before Anakin got there? Is it possible?
Yeah, I don't think so because he marches on. He wipes out the all the no. So what occurs there is he goes to the temple and wipes out all the Jedi.
Yeah,
and from there he leaves and goes to Mustafar to wipe out the Separatist leaders. So, and it's during that time that he's left. So after they've already been wiped out, that Yoda and Obi-Wan confer and talk about what awful thing has occurred at the temple.
right.
And and then they split up and go and take care of their prospective, Sith.
That's exactly right. So we can include now Obi-Wan in this discussion as well, because it seems to me that Yoda would be highly unlikely if Grogu was saved after Order 66 was given. I think for Yoda and Obi-Wan to be potential, it would have to happen before Order 66.
Right.
And there's a bunch of stuff going on at that time. We know Obi-Wan was involved, especially with season 7 of Clone Wars, right? We know a lot about what he was doing day to day. There may be a window for Yoda right before Order 66, before he went to Kashyyyk to take Grogu somewhere. And that might have been a little ahead of the game. And yeah, we're talking about the KRT thing, the KRT transmissions they did last night. Kessel Run Transmissions gave this information that it was going to be in the Bad Batch. So, and you also have to kind of figure out, well, where does the Bad Batch come into play? When do they come into play? And it starts to shrink that window down severely. In order for it to be before Order 66, it gets a very tight window. And then if you go after Order 66, there's another possibility. What if Grogu survived? He was in the temple. Anakin went through the destruction. Yoda and Obi-Wan have their discussion as said. And when they go to the temple, they find Grogu hidden or under, somehow Anakin overlooked him or bypassed him in some way. And Mark Hamilton brought up before, and Ahsoka brought it up in season 2 of The Mandalorian, that he had hidden his Force abilities. So we know that Grogu has the ability to hide his Force abilities. Whether he had learned that at this point or not is a question. So do you think that it could have happened after Anakin's slaughter of all of the people in the temple after Order 66?
Well, I think it's likely that Grogu just hid. I mean, that's going to be the case. I mean, everything was going down. Grogu hid. And that's how he initially survived, and then one of the other Jedi found him. So it comes down to who is. So if we have a famous one, it's not Yaddle. Yaddle was already dead by that time.
Or was she?
She died in childbirth.
She was sad. Hey, welcome. Good to see you here. Thanks. Logan says,
so we could narrow it down. Maybe we have to think about what Jedi Masters survived.
But Logan asked real quick, why not consider it a completely new character that we've yet to meet? Well, and there's Wayne. It was Agatha all along. Really good. Because Kessel Run in the information they shared yesterday said it was a well-known Jedi, and that's why we kind of ruled out Barriss and the High Inquisitor, because both of them I don't think meet the qualification of well-known Jedi.
Well-known, not Jedi.
Right. And then I put on here Jocasta Nu, but Jocasta Nu is a Jedi and she had access. Is she well known?
Yeah, so I don't think it's her either. I mean, I think Quinlan Voss would be the better choice if we're talking known. Just because he's had just more stuff written about him from Legends prior to all of this. That's why I would say Quinlan Voss over them. But I see a lot of stuff, and I'm thinking this too. I mean, everybody says there's no way Mace Windu died from a fall.
That's right.
And so if he goes back in to gather himself inside the temple before he heads out, could be, maybe. And
There you go.
And then that begs the question: what happened to Mace after that?
Right. So a lot of people are thinking Mace, and so I think the usual suspects, if it's Yoda or Obi-Wan. I don't think it's Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan went to find. And I actually don't think it's either one of them.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like, let's say that it was after Order 66, after the slaughter, and Anakin missed him. They went and they checked it out, but then Obi-Wan leaves there directly to go get Padme and to go confront Anakin.
Right.
Yoda leaves there immediately and goes and confronts Palpatine. Right?
Yep.
So, I mean, if they saved Grogu, what did they do? Like, just, walk him out and hand him to a...
They drop kicked him off the side. Because every Jedi can survive a fall.
So, I do think Mace is a possibility because, going out the window and everything that happened to him. And I completely agree with some of the other rumors that have said they're investigating bringing other characters who were supposedly dead back. And,
I think it's Revan.
Well, here you go. What about Jar Jar?
Oh yeah.
Darth Jar Jar.
Well-known Jedi. He was actually a well-known Sith.
Well-known Sith, right? That wouldn't work. Yeah, I think Mace really fits in. And if you're going to introduce Mace still being alive, the Bad Batch could be a good place to do that. So just my bet. I
can tell you this: if they reveal that Mace Windu is alive in Bad Batch's numbers are going to go through the roof. Boom! Overnight.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Yeah, I think
I can't believe they reveal that in an animated series, though. Man.
Well, I
mean, especially with Samuel L. Jackson saying he would gladly reprise the role of Mace Windu.
Samuel L. Jackson's been politicking for it since it happened.
What if Mace Windu ends up in the Kenobi series?
What if he does?
Oh my gosh!
What if he does? Right? So I think that it's entirely possible that Mace got yeeted out the window and he knew that things were going bad. He lands, he's missing a hand, and he immediately runs to the temple. Right? He finds Yoda, Anakin's coming, and he doesn't have time to tell everybody, get out. Right? Something's going to have to happen because if Mace got there before Anakin, he would know. Right? This just happened. And if he's running there to save anybody, you would think he would yell out to everybody, "Get out! They're coming!" Right? So I think Mace is a possibility. So my money goes on either Mace or Yoda. Yoda.
So my question then becomes: okay, so it means he still got there after Anakin did everything, though. And that Grogu was still just hiding. Well, because there's no way he got there before.
Mace would have got there before.
No. Mace would not have gotten there before. No Jedi was ready for Anakin to show up.
Right.
No Jedi was ready.
That's the problem, right? If Mace got there, somebody would have been ready.
So I think that he still fell. He's lost a hand. He's been shocked. Half to death.
Yeah.
And as Vega would say, yeeted out the window.
That's right.
And sent, down to his end, and the result is he manages to survive the fall, but just barely, and so he makes his way back to the temple, where he finds Grogu in hiding, and then so he saves him, and then somewhere along the way, Mace Windu dies, and so that's where Grogu becomes unprotected.
Well, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't see Mace Windu just abandoning Grogu, though.
Well, as Peter put, too many Jedi survived. It's not funny anymore. it's a thing now, Peter. Lots of them died. When during the original trilogy, when we watched it, we assumed there were two people who survived: Obi-Wan and Yoda.
The thing is, it doesn't mean they can't survive, because you have the line, he hunted down and killed the Jedi. So, just because we have people living through Order 66 and becoming Jedi doesn't mean that they survive into the OT. And
that's what
as I'm concerned, I think we have far too many Jedi living into the OT, and I think that we need to get to the end where I'm okay with Ahsoka, and at this point in time, I'm okay with Ezra. I don't want Cal Kestis to live past into the OT. I think he needs to be gone, and I think that the others need. I don't even Mace Windu, if he does manage to survive Order 66, needs to be dead.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. During the original trilogy, we assumed that there was only Yoda and Obi-Wan. When you get the prequel trilogy and you find out about Order 66, you find out about all of it, you presume then that Vader and the Inquisitors hunted down everybody except what you just mentioned. And now it seems that they're coming up with other opportunities for other people to have survived. And maybe he does die eventually of his wounds. Like he rescues Grogu. He goes crawling into the temple, barely alive, finds Grogu, gets him to safety, and eventually succumbs to his wounds. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe, as Reskov said, he becomes part of maybe like Saul's partisans. He's part of some underground in Coruscant. He's just not present.
You know what? I am fully on that it is Mace Windu right now. I'm going to tell you why. Kathleen Kennedy said the rematch of the century. So, what better rematch are we going to get other than Mace versus Darth Vader? It's not. We all assumed it was Obi-Wan versus them, but no. What's going to happen is, yes, I fully think Samuel Jackson's going to reprise Mace Windu. He's going to be in Kenobi. It'll be Mace Windu that helps keep Kenobi a secret, and his death leaves Grogu unprotected. But ultimately, he will die in the glorious death of a Jedi Master, such as Mace Windu should.
Perhaps.
It is the rematch of the century. We just all thought it was going to be Obi-Wan and Vader, but there's no way that's happening, because the last time we met, I was but the learner, but now I am the master.
What about Mace and Palpatine?
Could be, but I don't think so.
I mean, you brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I just don't think so.
Luminara has come up in the chat. That's possible.
Well,
and if we go back to Grand Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor at the time of Order 66 was a temple guard.
Yep.
So it could have been a Grand Inquisitor, but I go back with a well-known Jedi.
Yeah, I think he had already fallen at that point. That's my point.
Well, even if he hadn't, temple guards are known, but they're not as individuals. Right? You wouldn't say, "Oh, that's temple guard so and so. That's a well-known Jedi." He's a temple guard, right?
Well, so he was well known to us, but he was a Jedi then.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem with like Jocasta Nu, right? Mm-hmm. Jocasta is the right person to check a lot of the boxes. Right. She could absolutely be the one, but is she a well-known Jedi.
I gotta go with Mace Windu.
You're going with Mace Windu.
He is next to Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin, and who is more well known?
Oh. And it'd be huge if there's a lot of speculation about news that'll come out on Star Wars Day. What if Kathleen Kennedy's up there giving some sort of, hey, here's what's coming, and at the end you get and I've got a special guest, and out walks Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I think that's the rematch of the century. I really do. She said the rematch of the century. Anakin cut his hand off and let everything happen. I mean, that is the rematch. That is absolutely the rematch. And then it looked like Mace died like a punk. So, no, I think that it's time that he's going to go. And I can't think of another Jedi that's more well known than Yoda, Obi-Wan, or Anakin, or Luke. I mean, so if you eliminate all of those, it's got to be Mace. It's got to be.
So Mark said, KRT said it's a well-known meaning, and I agree with Mark. Somebody that a normal general audience member would know. And Mace Windu fits that bill. Jocasta doesn't. They'd be like, who's that? It's the librarian. The who? They wouldn't even remember, right? So, I think that would be a problem. Bad Doodle says, well, is it to normies or to nerds? I think it's probably normies.
Normies, yeah. So it was Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn. So, Tyler, I saw some other folks come in kind of later. Park Outdoors is here. Gray is here. And then who else? Somebody else shouted out a hello. Thank you all for being here. We're having a lot of fun speculating. Mark,
hey, give me a vote on what do you think it is. If you think it's Mace, hit the like button.
I like the votes when they use different emojis. I think we have enough people here that we've kind of got an idea. I think that Mace or Yoda are the sort of odds-on favorites. They have to be.
Grogu's Mephisto.
Oh, that's funny. So that's great. No, I think the good money is on that being either of those two. And
I think Mace is it. I think Yoda can't be it. I know we've already eliminated Obi-Wan. It's got to be. Ooh, I didn't think about Shock T. She's pretty well known, but no, I think it's Mace.
She's dead.
I think she's definitely dead.
She's been killed so many times. I mean, we could have her not killed again, and then she saves Grogu, gets killed
and
again,
then dies again.
Yeah. I don't think
the mini deaths of Shock T.
The mini deaths of Shock T. Yeah, it could be a series.
There's the proof that there is that the world between worlds has created alternate timelines.
Oh my good gracious! Normie, thanks for coming over from the den. But that's Gray's going with Shock T as well. See we've created here. That's that's funny. No, I think the good money has to be on Mace or Yoda, and the only reason I say Yoda as well is because the visuals of Yoda and Grogu together is something they may not be able to talk themselves out of.
Oh yeah.
So
like grandfather to son.
Or something like that, right? And there could be a reveal where he calls him his son, right? And then oh my gosh, that's Yoda's kid. Like that could be a big that would hit the internet really hard. So
and then that makes Yoda a bad dad.
Bad dad.
Because he didn't take him to Dagobah.
Dagobah with him. Yeah, what's wrong with him?
No, I think that's right out. Yoda's not a bad dad.
Yeah. T. Bryant, do you think it could have been a non-Jedi? Maybe that's how he got involved. Again, the Kessel Run leak or was that or that it was a well-known Jedi.
Yeah, so assuming they're correct, that would be the
assuming they're correct. That's sort of what we're going with. We're going with the presumption that Kessel Run is correct in what they shared. So that's oh, that's great. So let's see. Oh boy, yeah. That it's going to blow up. And I'm really happy we were able to bring this up today because this really hasn't hit the streams all that hard yet. Josh didn't talk about it this morning. We haven't seen Star Wars Meg put out a video this morning. She didn't mention it either.
Nope. So, she's talking about Revan, which we'll get to later.
We're going to get to.
Thank you, all of our gatekeepers, for keeping it real here.
I think we'll get to Revan pretty much now. So, So I think we've kind of narrowed it down. Magic Maker and I, and I think Mark, as well as many of you, think the good money is on it being Mace Windu.
Yeah,
perhaps it was Yoda, but I think the good money goes towards. Hey, Callisto, I've been watching for you. I am so happy you're here. And I meant to do this the other day, and I felt really terrible. I've been feeling bad for a week, and I've been watching for you. Callisto has been an absolute rock for me. Prior to the 1,000-member stream, Callisto has been here. Was able to visit with her family as part of Christmas, and Patricia is a dear supporter, and I did not get the opportunity on the 1,000-member stream to call her out. Patricia, thank you so much for all you've done for me. Thank you so much for being here. And all of the support you give all the channels. You're very active. Callisto, you'll see her across Everyday Geeks and Polyhedral Paradise. She's on my channel, and she is right up there with Mike Porter in supporting everybody. And I did not recognize her near enough on our 1,000 subscriber stream, and I've felt terrible about it ever since. And thank you for coming. And I just really wanted to call you out and let you know how much I appreciate you and how sorry I am that I didn't do that before. So thank you so much.
I totally reminded him of this too. And he was like, oh, stop reminding me. You're making me feel so guilty. And I do it every day. You see our little chats every day. I go, you're such an awful Santa.
I'm a horrible
person. No, he doesn't do that. He did that totally on his own. I'm just joking. He totally recognized how he's like, oh my God, I'm not remembering everybody.
So yeah, yesterday Josh brought it up on Dinner Nerds, and I saw it make all the rounds. Star Wars Meg talked about it this morning, and I heard that Ryan Kendall did a bit on it yesterday as well, and I went and watched Ryan's video on it. And if you guys aren't really aware of it,
we just want you to know from the Star Wars Santa side that if you don't know who Revan is, you're not a true Star Wars fan.
No.
And Santa is the one that said that to me personally.
Let me at least get the background out. So there was a tweet that went out from somebody who was talking about all the newcomers to Star Wars and how they've embraced so much of the new stuff, but they don't know anything about what came before, and that they're emboldening in a way. I'm kind of trying to put a good spin on it, right? They're emboldening Star Wars to start creating content that's different from the content before, and it's one of the things that has a lot of people upset. And Ryan Kendall tried to make a point that this guy wasn't wrong, and at the same time, I thought Ryan did a good job of saying every Star Wars fan is a Star Wars fan. Mega said that. I've said it. You've said that. Everybody, I think, at least in the reasonable side of things, says every fan is a fan. There's no one fan that's better than another fan because of what you have read or played or watched. Every fan has equal footing. And any amount of gatekeeping that comes from somebody saying, well, you're not a true fan because you like this and don't like that, or that you haven't done this or you haven't read that, that is getting rejected solidly by, I think, the fandom.
I think the issue that you get is, so like, here's the thing, if let's say we were talking about something from Legends and it's a book that I've read and it set up a bunch of stuff. All right. And I go, oh my gosh, you haven't heard about that. What? No. This is what this means. And this is why this is occurring in this. And the person comes back and says, no, that's not how I interpreted it at all. That's not why that happened, because I was watching this. So, but you haven't read this stuff. You haven't read the canon from this. So like if you're having a discussion, not even Legends, from current canon, and you were explaining something to me that I haven't read, and then I say, no, that's not it at all. I saw the movie. Then you get to say, no. What I'm reading is canon. They said here, this is what this occurs. Now, some people might interpret that as gatekeeping because they say, well, you're telling me my interpretation's wrong.
Well,
and so I'm just saying that's what some people do. And so that there's a difference of saying you're not a Star Wars fan if you don't read that, and the difference of saying, no, the canon said this. And now, when it comes to Revan, you've never heard of Revan, that's you're not a Star Wars fan. Well, that's just, I'm sorry, that's retarded.
It's crazy. But Ryan made another really good point that I wanted to at least give him credit for, because while I disagree with a lot of what Ryan Kennel says and does, I don't take issue with everything. And he did say that every Star Wars fan has our own experience that we bring, and every Star Wars fan is different. Because you don't know who Revan is, or you haven't played KOTOR yet, you're not familiar with that content, means that your experience with Star Wars is different than my experience with Star Wars. And my experience might be different from somebody else's experience. We all have different experiences and different perspectives that we bring to our fandom. Not every fan is equal from that perspective, but we're all equal as far as fandom. Like, you're a fan, I'm a fan. You've only watched one movie and you love Star Wars, you're a Star Wars fan. You've read every single Legends, canon, video game, everything content. You are a Star Wars fan. One is not better than the other. You have different experiences you bring. And I agree with that sentiment that Ryan Kennel brought.
Yeah, but I think we both agree that that's basically, I mean, if you define yourself as a fan, then you are a fan.
Yeah.
That is as simple as that. So like if I was talking about my wife, she's watched all the movies. If I asked her if she was a fan, she'd be like, sure, I guess. I mean, it doesn't mean that much to me. I mean, I'm not going to watch a ton of different stuff, but yeah, I mean, the next movie comes out, it looks good, I'll go watch it. But I mean, it's just, she doesn't follow the lore of it. If the movie was completely different, it wasn't, didn't logically follow, she'd be like, oh, it's still good. I enjoyed it for what it was, It's like, but it didn't follow the last movie at all. It didn't make any sense. Just like, oh, in the movie it made sense. I mean, that was fine. I don't care. You know?
Yeah, well, I think Alex has the winning comment of the day, right? Revan didn't even know who Revan was for a moment. Alex,
that's true.
That's a winner right there. So obviously, Revan's not a Star Wars fan, because Revan didn't know who Revan was.
I agree. Revan was never a Star Wars fan.
I think that's great. I think it's great. And he has varying levels of canon in there, but that's what I just wanted to bring up. Yeah, Alex, everybody, you got to give some applause to Alex for that line. That was great. But no, really, it's akin to sports teams, and I used this analogy before. I'm a huge Ohio State Buckeye fan. I live in Ohio. I graduated from Ohio State University. My oldest daughter graduated.
You're not a fan. You didn't say the Ohio State.
Yeah, the Ohio State University, right?
I think I no longer think you're a fan. I no longer think you're a fan. I had to correct you, and I'm an Alabama fan, and we hate Ohio.
Well, my guess is you might have more affinity to the Alabama Crimson Tide or to Auburn. we- not Auburn. Okay. Right.
Pox on you.
Pox on you. Oh my goodness. So I think that
Roll Tide.
I think I see you guys. I see you. I know you're here. Super Saiyan, hello. I've been educated on the battle you've had with Ryan Kennel, so I know what's going on there now. But anyway, in any event, because I'm an Ohio State fan, and you're
the Ohio State, I'm more of a fan than you, and I don't even like them.
But just because I'm a fan of a different sports team than you are, an NCAA football program than you might be, doesn't mean that I'm less of a fan of NCAA football. And what we end up here is with fans of, say, the prequels and fans of the sequels combating each other as if one set of fandom is more of a fan of Star Wars than the other. And I think that's what's really being rejected. And Jack, I don't know. I don't know if you and Super Saiyan are friends and you're just giving him a hard time. But Super Saiyan's been here and he's been a decent contributor in many of our streams. I have no issue with him being here. So we don't have.
Comrade. We don't want you here. Those are awful words. Awful words. I won't even utter them.
Yeah, we don't have a dog in that fight. So I'll just leave it there. So yeah, as far as saying gatekeeping, and I know there are women who feel like they've been gatekeeped because they're like, oh, you're a woman, what can you know? I've had people gatekeep me because you like this, so obviously your knowledge isn't sufficient, or you would hate it.
I do it to Santa all the time, actually.
It happens on Discord.
But because I haven't been reading the canon as rapidly as he has, he's doing it to me now. He's awful. You don't know how he is behind the scenes. You think that he's all friendly and all Santa-y, up here, but behind the scenes, he's an evil taskmaster. You should see him. He's like, Imagic Maker, you're not doing enough work. Do some more. I need some more toys. So usually when it's late, he complains that he's saying they're not shipping it to him. What he really means is that Imagic Maker isn't making it fast enough.
Well, Imagic Maker, I mean, I did give you a reading assignment, and I still don't think you finished.
I have not.
So we don't have to make up stories.
I got halfway into it and I didn't finish.
we can tell the truth. I did give you a reading assignment, and you have yet to do it. So you're not entirely lying. That's funny. So yeah, the Revan controversy, and I think Josh Lucas made a really good point with the Den of Nerds as well. That look, Star Wars fans, we're not representing the community very well when every time something happens, something gets trending on social media because we are fighting. And in this case, it might have been one guy's poorly worded tweet, but then everybody comes out fighting, and they're like, "Look, there go those Star Wars fans again," and that's not helpful, right? So I think that is part of it, but I think in this case, people are tired of it, and so when something comes out, there's already a sensitivity to it, and a mass rejection of it. And while Ryan Kennel did part of his commentary was spot on, there's a good part of it that I vehemently disagree with him on. And I want to bring something up because I contacted Drunk 3PO, Jay, and I had a conversation with him on the phone, and it was a great conversation. And somebody had reported to him that I'd said really bad things about him, and I'm like,
that was probably me.
I can't think of when I've said anything really negative about him. And I'll say the same thing right now. I've talked about Ryan Kennel in this stream, in the video he did. I've also tried to be very balanced about it. A lot of what Ryan Kennel said was spot on. He's absolutely right. I'm not putting Ryan Kennel down on that video. I'm saying I disagree with part of what he said, and I vehemently disagree with part of what he said. But I'm not saying that he's a bad person because I just disagree with him. So, and I know Super Saiyan and Ryan Kennel have an adversarial relationship. Oh, to say the least. I've seen the highlight reel. It's not friendly at all. But I'm not attacking Ryan Kennel, and I'm not attacking Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan has been great here. We've had no problems at all with him, and it's we can get along and disagree. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like we can get along and disagree. I may not care for your content. I not subscribe to Drunk 3PO, but I think Jay is a fantastic person. He's a wonderful person. And the discussions I've had with him on the phone, personal discussions I've had with him, have been great. And Jay gave me his phone number, said I'm welcome to call him. He may call me at some point. We're beginning to form a relationship. Doesn't mean I'm going to sub to Jay's channel. Doesn't mean I'm going to sub to Drunk 3PO and become a supporter.
You should. I like his reviews of at least the old stuff when he would go into Disney World. I haven't seen much of his new stuff actually. I just don't have time to watch everybody.
Yeah, Callisto.
Uncle Bob.
Yeah, Uncle Bob's here. All I've said is I disagree with some of the things they've said, right? I'm just not going to say bad things about them personally, especially when I don't know Ryan personally. I've seen some of his videos and I don't care for some of his content. I'm sure Ryan would absolutely despise a lot of my content, right? He would not like some of my content, and that's fair. That's fair. You don't have to.
Didn't Drunk 3PO give an interview to Star Cabal? So he's helping out like the small guys. I mean, it's like he's smaller guys. I mean, yesterday Vega had a thing with Star Cabal too, and so that what's up there, Uncle Bob? Good to see you. I'm doing good. And but yeah, so I mean, the idea is that we're all. I mean, YouTube's hard. So I mean, it's like you have to put out a lot of content and you have to do stuff. So I mean, you find your niche, and I mean, it's typically what you believe, but it's still your niche, and so you have to. It's hard to stay consistent with that niche all the time because sometimes you have a view that's varying to that niche you found, and so then you come out and you say, well, I don't necessarily agree with this point, and people that are oh, well, I thought you believed this, and I thought you agreed to this, and now they're upset with you, and you're like, well, I didn't appreciate that comment, blocking that one.
Right. Right. Well, and Jay has done some stuff. He does park hopping and a lot of coverage of Disney World and that. And next time I get down to Disney World, I may send him a text and say, hey, Jay, I'm going to be at Disney World on this day. If you're available, let's meet and have a drink. That's absolutely possible. So we'll see.
We always head down there around December, which is not a good time for you. We always go down there like it's usually right after. Usually we head in right after Thanksgiving because the peaks at Thanksgiving and it goes dead until the 2 weeks that people are out for winter. And,
we have Darth Elvis in the building. Now, Darth Elvis is a member of our Discord, and we're going to talk about our Discord group and a great collector of signatures, and he's given me some really good advice. Thanks for being here, Darth Elvis. Good to see you. And I think he's working on maybe some music for us to use here.
Cool. Hey, so we need to do another art for Santa. We need a Darth Kringle.
There's some stuff. Wait till you see. There's some stuff. We're going to share some stuff about Discord in just a second. And I saw a couple other. Ren said, I think Disney will avoid Larson for Star Wars. The fan base and her role. Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
I don't think they're bringing Brie Larson in. I think that's all a Mike Zero fear thing. I mean,
Yeah.
anything that Mike Zero. I mean, I love Mike Zero. I actually love his outro. It's like if I listen to a video, it's just so I can listen to his outro. It's serious. I mean, just like I like.
Yeah.
But what I'll say about Mike Zero is, I actually think he does have access to something. But the thing that person who's feeding him stuff is feeding him stuff from like storyboards or concept art. So I think that his interpretation is always way off from what it actually is. So it's full speculation off of like one storyboard or one picture of a concept art, and so he ends up being just far off in left field from it. I mean, so I do think he has an inside hit. I just think that information turns into full speculation on his part as a result.
I could see Brie Larson getting a cameo role with a lightsaber in a big duel somewhere, like you had in Attack of the Clones.
But and somebody cuts her head off, and then everybody's like, "Yay!"
No, I think she might get a cameo here or there because she's expressed interest in being in. But I don't think she's being cast as any kind of lead, or she's going to have any project centered around her. So I think that's fair to say. And I saw a couple other I want to get on here. Yeah, I know, Ducky, you're a silly person with everybody. There, Alex, the people got to know, what's your favorite KOTOR companions? Well, Alex, and many of you may not know, I've got a bit of an addiction disorder, and video games became a deep crevice for me. When I was younger, I would stay up entire weekends playing video games, and I was active duty Army, U.S. Army at the time, and I would go back to work on Monday completely wiped out, or I'd get guard duty and be up 24 hours and then come home and then play video games all night again. And it was just took a severe beating on my health and on my family. And as soon as I had our oldest daughter, I gave it up. And I said, I gotta stop this. I gotta be a family person. I need to be responsible, and I need to take care of my kid. So
we have a similar story. So I remember the new Halo came out when Vega was born, and so I played and I had not slept, and my wife was wiped out, and she said, "Can you just please take care of her?" And I held her and was playing the game, and she walked out and she's like, "What are you doing?" And it was in that moment that I realized that I was being a very bad dad. And I put the controller up, I turned off the Xbox, and I didn't play it again until my kids got a little older and they wanted to play.
Yeah, I've heard so many wonderful things about KOTOR. I've played it very limited. Like I went over to a friend of mine's house and he had it and he said, "Hey, let's sit down and play." And so I played for a little while. I had him pinned in. I was in a corner inside of a room. Every time he'd pop his head in, I used to shoot him. And so that was a lot of fun. And he eventually killed me, and that was that. So I don't have a lot of experience, Alex. I wish that I did. I know who Revan is. That's about it. I'm familiar with the storyline because I've watched some of the replay stuff on YouTube, and I've read some of the materials around it. I've read Revan novel, and so I'm familiar with him. But at the same time, I haven't been able to play to tell you who my favorite companions are. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we'll allow you to maintain your moniker then, Star Wars Santa, because obviously we know who Revan is.
Yeah. What's this highlight of Kendall and Super Saiyan? There's a YouTube, Isaac, and I think Drunk 3PO is a good person. Let's see what. Oh, Will Morgan. Hello, Meta Egg. And here's something. If you haven't caught Meta Egg's coverage of the Star Wars errors that's really good. Really, really good. Let's see. Just get caught up here. There's some stuff I want to share, you guys. So we've been going through exercise in Muppet casting. We've been Muppet casting all of the movies to date. And we are up to Return of the Jedi. And on our Discord, it's been a fun discussion. And I just want to share that with you guys so you can see. Let me pull it up here. and put it on screen because, as usual, you guys are killing it. So I'm just going to kind of go up a little bit. Here we've got Pepe as Salacious Crumb. Look, if that's not perfect casting, I don't know what it is. That is perfect casting. Bunsen is Nine Numb. I don't mind that. That's good. And here's another one. Junior Gorg as the Rancor. Come on. I love it. I love it. Janice is Ula. We get really good there. Bean Bunny is Wicket. So you need Ewoks. Bean the Bunny there. Cosmic Fish is Akbar. Oh, that's hilarious. Cosmic Fish for that. And then I like that. There's another one up here. This is good. I like this. Kermit and his nephew Robin as Vader and Luke.
Oh no,
that's neat, right? Father son kind of thing. That's and then I like this one as well. Jabba's the trash heap from Fraggle Rock. So,
oh my god.
So, yeah, you guys,
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, you guys come check this out. Join our Discord, and we have all kinds of new emojis out here that are awesome. Let me just we've got good. Not only we got like Santa and stuff, we've got Darth Vader, and here's our Sith Santa. Santa and Sith Santa, and just it goes on and on. We've got some fantastic emojis that you can use on here, and
it's not Sith Santa, it's Darth Kringle.
Darth Kringle. There's some good ones out there, and so come check us out on Discord. It's a lot of fun. The Swedish chef is Chewy. So we'll continue that discussion on Discord. You guys come find us. I've pinned it in the chat here, and we'll continue that discussion there. Let's see. Oh, Dylan's building the Millennium Falcon. Lego Millennium. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. That's a project now.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Don't lose your pieces. It'll be a nightmare after that.
It's great. It's great. So I think we're going to wrap it up. I've got some work emergencies happening right now. I'm getting text and emailed. So let's tell folks about what we are up to, and we'll call it a day. Co-vibing. Why do you hate The Rise of Skywalker? No, I do not.
That's my job. That's my job to hate the sequel trilogy.
It's the least favorite of the sequels to me. There were other things I wanted to see happen, but I wouldn't say that I hate it. No, not at all.
Not my least favorite, but not my favorite.
Yeah, and then Mark brought out another one that I haven't talked about. KRT saying that there's a High Republic animated show in development.
That I believe.
That would be great because so far it's just been novels, comics. So
let's hope it does better than Resistance.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that it is better than Resistance. How about that? Let's catch people up on what's going on. Tyler said, can we get Santa coin that's based off of the nerd coin and all that? Tyler, one thing we're going to do is we're going to have regular giveaways here. We did have a big Santa giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. I've got another one planned when we get to 4,000 hours and we get monetization. I've got a Black Series figure laying around here somewhere.
Why can't we get a Santa coin and merch? Let's do some merch.
Well, people are complaining about Santa giving too much love to the sequels. So right here, I've got
Santa. It's okay to give your love to the sequels. It's what you love. It's what brought you back into truly brought you back into the fandom.
I've got a Black Series Jar Jar Binks right here, and we're going to review that, and then I'll give that away as a gift. So that's going to happen here fairly soon. So say hi to Dolly, please. Yeah, we're going down to Dollywood. We'll be doing that. And so you guys, I really, really appreciate the support. We've got a bunch of work to get done today and to get packed. So tomorrow we're headed down to Tennessee. And if you guys are in that area,
don't do the firefighter roller coaster. It gave me whiplash.
Okay. Why did I get another hated character? Well, Jar Jar's been getting a lot of love here.
He's been getting some love here recently. Honest truth is that if you can eliminate, put some context around Jar Jar, he ain't so bad. He's not so bad.
Yeah, so he's been getting a lot of love lately, and I figured, well, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll be getting some other figures along the way, and reviewing them and giving them away. So look forward to that. And I've got vacation coming up. We just got the community tab open up in YouTube, so even while on vacation, I can post out there a question here or there, and we will continue our discussion and engaging folks while we're on vacation. So let us know about your fan fiction stuff, Imagic Maker.
Yep. So we have a fan fiction channel. We do fan fiction readings every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'd love for you to come onto the channel. And there's not always a lot of chatting like there is here, because we don't always talk about the everyday things of Star Wars. But we do want to see your fan fiction. Come on, and if you need any advice or want to share and talk with somebody, then that's awesome. And then we definitely want to hear what you've been working on Sunday evenings. And then I also want to give another shout out to Star Cabal, because he and Vega, that's my daughter, had a chat yesterday, and so that was really fun, and she enjoyed it, and we would love to continue that kind of relationship with others, so that we get a chance just to express our love of Star Wars with those who love it with us.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. And Callisto put Timmy's talked about taking me to Dollywood. Well, we're going to be in the area, so if Timmy's around, I'd be happy to meet up with him there and say hi. So there's going to be a bunch of guys that look a lot like me down in Gatlinburg next week, because the convention was canceled, but a lot of people kept their plans to go down. And Saturday, we're going to meet and have a picnic together. A bunch of Santas around the country who have converged on Gatlinburg. We'll get together and we'll have an outdoor kind of picnic. Oh, Ducky, no buckets of coal. No buckets of coal today. Ducky did send me a little intro that we may use, but we'll have to take a look at that. So I'll take a look at that a little bit later. A Santa convention. Yes, there's Santa convention. It happens in Gatlinburg every other year. And this would have been the year. Instead, we'll do it 2 years from now. So
what do you call a group of Santas? A bag of Santas?
A clutch of Santas? I don't know. I don't know. It's a gathering, and it's a lot of fun. And you know what happened?
So you have a murder of crows, a gaggle of geese.
There's got to be something, right? A cord of Kringles,
a sack of Santas. I bet that's what it is. A sack of Santas. Yeah.
But yeah,
that's good. I think that you're right, Mark. A sack of Santas.
A sack of Santas. Okay, there you go. But you know, when people come by and they see 300 Santas gathered together, and we do a parade downtown Gatlinburg, and the question always comes up: are you the real Santa? You have to say, well, you have to decide. Do you think I'm the real Santa, or is it one of these others? We do. It's up to you to decide which one's real. So there you go.
So one is the real Santa, and all the others are Santa's Secret Service.
That's exactly it. And so you just don't know. And yes, we go down the parade in full Santa apparel. So it's a warm occasion to be in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, wearing a winter Santa suit. So there you go. You guys, thank you so much for being here. We've got to go. And I look forward to when we get back, catching up with everybody on our vacation. And again, getting hyped up for the Bad Batch. It will be starting up May 4th. So until then, my friends, thank you for being here. Magic Maker.
May the force be with you all.
And Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.